Welcome to another edition of McAllen Update. I'm Roy Canthu.
And I'm Roxanne Lerman. Today we are outside our gorgeous McAllen City Hall.
The city of McAllen is gearing up for two elections. The first will be to fill the vacant seat of former city commissioner Scott Crane, who died in December. Early voting for the District 1 commission race will be March 18th through the 31st at Lark and Palmview Community Centers and Fireman's Park Pump House at Town Lake. Election day for this race is April 4th at Gonzales Elementary. That's the polling location in District 1. The city's general elections for City Commission Districts 4, 5, and 6 and Public Utility at-Large Places B and C will have early voting from April 27th through May 5th at Lark and Palmview Community Centers and Fireman's Park Pump House at Town Lake. Election day is May 9th with the usual polling locations in each district. For more information, visit our website at mcallen.net.
There are a few changes you should know about on parking fees at McAllen Airport. The change went into effect January 1st of this year. Parking rates at McAllen Airport will go up slightly to fund improvements to the parking lot. The first 30 minutes of parking remains free, but instead of every half hour, now every additional 20 minutes will cost you $1.
So we're very happy to be able to take that money and reinvest it in our parking area. We will have additional infrastructure improvements to the parking lot that includes an additional exit lane, canopies for the existing exit lanes, and so we're hoping to facilitate ingress and egress from our parking lot.
The parking lot's one-person booth will now be expanded to seat 2. The airport hopes to have the add-ons done in the next 6 months. Subscribe to our channel on YouTube, follow us on Twitter, and like us on Facebook for continual updates on the airport renovations. Knowing how to handle a fire extinguisher like this one could save your life. That's why it's a top priority for McAllen Fire Cadets. Roy Canthu has that story.
We're here at the McAllen Fire Training Center. With me right now is Captain James Farrell with the McAllen Fire Department to talk about some of the training you're doing today out here. Tell us a little bit about what the firefighters will do.
Well, we're about 3/4 of the way through our fire training academy for our new cadets that we recently hired. And one of the subjects we're covering today is portable fire extinguishers. We're going to show them how to properly use an extinguisher with some live fire training. We've already conducted the lecture today. They've been over the material on how to identify the proper extinguisher for the proper type fire, and we're going to be doing some hands-on here.
So people understand fire training happens year-round, right? Besides this kind of training, you do other sorts of training with these firefighters.
Correct. Once they finish the fire academy, they're going to go to an EMT program. They will get certified as EMTs, and then of course throughout the year we do continuous education for all the firefighters in the McAllen Fire Department.
What's important about fire extinguishers? Because I know some people have them in their homes. What is something that residents should know about them?
The main thing we want to get across, not only to the residents but also to our firefighters, is we practice an acronym called PASS, P-A-S-S. You pull the pin, you aim the nozzle, you spray the extinguisher, and then you sweep at the base of the fire. That's the main thing we get across with fire extinguishers. The other issue is, of course, that we want to make sure everyone understands the proper use for the proper type of fire extinguisher, and not every fire is large where we need to go in with hose lines. So a fire extinguisher does a lot less damage on a small fire, such as a stove fire or oven fire or something like that.
Do you recommend people should have an extinguisher at their homes?
Absolutely. We recommend it, and any information, by all means, they can come by Central Fire Station and get information on the proper fire extinguisher to have in your home or business.
When did the cadets finish their training?
They take the state exam for the Texas Commission on Fire Protection on March the 4th, and then they'll begin with their emergency medical training.
Thank you very much, Captain. And from the McAllen Fire Training, I'm Roy Canthu here with the firefighters who are learning a little bit more about fire extinguishers.
And now staying with the McAllen Fire Department, they recently held the International Firefighters Conference, and this year with a lot of new faces. Firefighters from several Latin American countries were here to learn life-saving techniques to battle fires. The training is held in conjunction with the State Firemen's and Fire Marshals Association of Texas and the Texas A&M Engineering Extension Service. 48 international firefighters learned search and rescue, fire hose, and ladder training.
Based on the previous years that they've been here in McAllen, they have expressed to us how all of this training that we are providing for them has been very beneficial and very instrumental in the improvement on their safety and their techniques when fighting fires and when doing their job as firefighters back in their countries.
The firefighters also learned how to save a victim from a car accident with the jaws of life. Subscribe to our channel on YouTube to view a more in-depth story on the intense training the firefighters had to undergo. If you're trying to be more conscientious about helping the environment, you may want to join Keep McAllen Beautiful at their annual Arbor Day celebration. Roxanne Ledma has the details.
That's right, Roy. We're actually gearing up for our annual Arbor Day celebration. Joining us now is Chris Lash to tell us a little bit more about it.
Great. We'd like to invite the public to come out to our Arbor Day celebration, which is an event that focuses on the importance of trees. This event is a 5K, a 10K, a bike tour, 25-mile bike tour, or a bike race. Participants can enter any of these events, and they're welcome to go online at keepmcallenbeautiful.org to get all the information on how to register for this fun-filled event.
Okay, so I heard that there's some cool little freebies at Arbor Day celebration.
Well, we're actually giving away trees, Roxanne.
Which is really cool.
Yes, it is, and it's a great way to learn more about trees, and we'll have our urban forester on hand to teach people the proper planting of trees. And and for the children, we'll have like a fun-filled quiz on identifying trees. Even the parents will learn how to identify trees. So it'll be, besides being the race event and the running event, it will also be a day to learn more about trees and the importance of them.
So you're running, you're walking, you're biking, and at the same time you're learning about the environment.
Yes, absolutely, which is vital to us.
So if folks want to register or they want to know, anything about our Arbor Day celebration, where can they go again?
Okay, to our website, which is keepmcallenbeautiful.org. And then to all our listeners who would rather have a paper registration form.
And that would be me.
we have them at Valley Running Company in McAllen or at Bike Masters in McAllen. So they're welcome to go out there and get a paper registration form, fill it out, and bring it in.
And there's a small fee associated depending on what activity you choose.
Yes, it ranges from $15 to $20, very reasonable. And so we encourage everyone, of course, to register early, register ahead of time, ahead of our event, and so we want everybody to come out and participate.
Okay, Chris Lash, thank you so much for joining us in the studio, and mark your day, March the 7th. Roy, now back to you.
The McAllen Police Department released its annual crime statistics in a new venue. Traditionally, the police department issues the annual report about crimes in our city to the media, but this year, Chief Victor Rodriguez was invited by McAllen South Rotary Club. Last year, there was an estimated 182 violent crimes. This represents an increase of 6.4 when compared to 2013 violent crimes. Rodriguez says the number went up because in one category, the definition changed. Another significant number Chief Rodriguez reported was the number of property crimes occurring during 2014, which was estimated at 4,947. He says property crimes decreased by 8.8%.
We ask you today, don't let your guard down. Be sensitized to what's going on around us. We ask you to keep your eyes open. We ask you to keep your senses open. If it doesn't look right, it is probably not right. We ask you that if you see something, say something.
You can find the entire crime report on the city's website at McAllen.net and look for crime reports in the McAllen Police Department webpage.
Mexican citizens don't have to travel far now to get their hands on a birth certificate. They can simply come here to the Mexican consulate's office in McAllen. The Mexican government is now issuing the birth certificates in hopes that it'll make it easier for immigrants to get work permits and avoid deportation. The process is easy and inexpensive, and they get same-day service.
It's from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. and you don't need to have any appointments, so you can come here and pay $13 for each birth certificate. And we think it's a really good news for our community here, and we invite them to come here.
Again, the cost for that birth certificate is only $13, and it doesn't matter which state that the Mexican nationals hail from. Prior to this, Mexican citizens would have to travel back to their homeland to get their birth certificates.
If you'd like more information on the birth certificates available at the Mexican consulate or any of the stories in our newscast, join our social media family. Follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, and subscribe to our City of McAllen YouTube channel. We provide daily updates of events and issues important to our community. We also recently added Instagram as one of our new platforms. We invite you to share your thoughts with us on social media.
Code enforcement officers have been randomly inspecting the recycling bin. What actually belongs in the blue bin? Roxanne Lerma has that information.
That's right, Roy. We are going to see some changes to our residential recycling program. Joining us now, Ms. Delilah Martinez, to fill us in on that. So we've got some changes coming, and it's our Heroes Are Real campaign, so tell us about it.
You can be a hero. You can recycle
Yes,
properly.
we can.
We're going to get more educational information out there for our public. Again, we have a new McAllenPublicWorks.net website. Our Facebook page you can check out, or call our office for more information. We are enforcing our city ordinance on recycling. Our code enforcement officers are going to be out there going through your blue bin, inspecting your blue bin, seeing what you're placing in there. So again, reminder, recyclables only. Paper, plastic bottles and jars, aluminum cans, cardboard boxes, tin cans, and glass bottles and jars.
This is just kind of a refresher for folks. You know, we're tightening up the rules a little bit. Our blue bin, that's a privilege for the City of McAllen residents.
It sure is. It's a privilege we have here. We have curbside service. Very few cities here in the Valley have that. So we make it easy for our residents. Use your blue bin correctly. Place recyclables in there. Recycling truck picks it up, brings it to our center, and we manually sort through everything that comes to our center. So bear that in mind. It's human hands go through everything you place in that bin. So if it's something that you yourself would not touch to put in the blue bin, don't put it in there.
Yeah, you don't want somebody else to touch it. Okay, so we are going to have our code enforcement guys going out there and doing, random inspections. So if there is a violation, what's the lowdown there?
Okay. We give you 3 opportunities. First 2 inspections, if we find there's something that's contaminating the blue bin, styrofoam, food waste, dirty diapers, we are leaving a warning tag and information on what should be placed in your blue bin, a recycling brochure.
So warning.
Warning.
Okay.
3rd time we're out there, if you're still not complying with our city ordinance, we are issuing a citation. In addition, we're removing your blue bin.
Okay.
We hope you don't get to that point.
Yeah, we don't want them to get to that point.
We want you to recycle. If you do find yourself in that situation, you got 2 options. You can renew a commitment to our recycling program. We're going to ask you that you come and tour the recycling center.
It's a cool tour.
it is. It's an exciting tour. See the behind the scenes and sign a recycling pledge.
Okay.
And within a 6-month time period, and we'll deliver a new blue bin to your resident. If you choose not to, okay, you do have the option of getting a second bin, a black one, for waste disposal. However, we are going to charge you an additional $12.80 per month on your utility bill.
Okay, so we're tightening up the rules, but for good reason. This is a privilege, and so we want all our folks here in the City of McAllen to be a hero.
Exactly, be a hero, a recycling hero.
A recycling hero.
Take on.
Thanks for joining us in the studio, Delilah. Roy, now back to you.
Some McAllen employees are volunteering to mentor young adults in the Big Brothers and Big Sisters program. The program is a mentoring program that helps school-age children from 5 to 17 years old to build relationships with adults who can help them with school, home, or workplace issues. The adult mentors are assigned a young adult in the program to meet with them on a regular basis.
We have partnered up with McAllen ISD to mentor 70 kids in our school system, and we have different companies, about 8 different companies who decided to jump on board with us and become mentors. We have about 10 kids from each middle school and about 10 employees from each company who have dedicated their time and volunteered to make an impact on a child's life.
There are 10 city employees meeting with young adults from Morris Middle School. Children were selected by McAllen ISD and the Big Brothers and Big Sisters program. Free health screenings, giveaways, and live music, they had it all at the annual Winter Texan Expo. The 22nd annual Winter Texan Expo and Health Fair was held at the McAllen Convention Center January 20th and 21st, and thousands of people showed up for the free event. Attendees enjoyed top entertainment headliners, plus free health screenings, free information from area businesses and restaurants, and plenty of door prizes. New light poles are now installed at the McAllen Memorial Football Stadium. The improved lighting went in on Monday, January 19th. The 4 poles are part of the city and school district joint effort to renovate the stadium. The poles are 120 feet tall and settle 25 feet into the ground. They're replacing the original poles erected when the stadium was built back in 1975 and 76. And that wraps up another edition of the McAllen Update. Be sure to catch us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and now on Instagram. For the City of McAllen, I'm Roxanne Lerma.
And I'm Roy Canthu. We now leave you with a look at McAllen Car Fest. Thanks for joining us.